Welcome to the spoiler section. Today it's Magnificent Seven. Okay, spoilers. We get to talk about all the little tiny whatever you want to talk about. We can get into it.
And, oh boy, where to begin?
Oh man, let's talk about the battle scene because this is one thing we kind of disagree on. Like I think that the movie like comes alive at the battle scene. Like I was frustrated up until that, and then like it's such like an overkill like thing that I was sort of in love with it.
Okay. I felt it was a complete disappointment.
Wow, complete. Oof.
Okay,
right,
maybe there were certain parts that were like it was shot well, but I was overall very disappointed with the battle scene. I feel like thinking back to like Seven Samurai, there's a lot of back and forth like who's winning this battle, and I felt like rightly so because they spend the movie like showing like the villagers can't fight. You give them guns and like not even one of them could hit any of the targets. So I was like, wow, this is like
that's bad. That's really bad.
But then they always seem to have the advantage during the battle. There's like one moment where like
you can say it.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
So when they get the Gatling gun out and like spray bullets all over the village, and they're like, like they didn't know this was coming. But then like very quickly, it's like, oh, okay, we know what to do. Like, let's just blow everything up. I was like,
well, I like the Gatling gun really does hit a low point for them. Like it takes out 3 of the 7, pretty much. Well, 2. It takes out Ethan Hawke and his compadre. It takes out.
I didn't care that much though.
Oh no, I really like those 2 characters, but I kind of want a movie of just those 2 guys wandering around. So I was like, no, but I thought they were toast because it's it's Magnificent Seven. You know, most of them getting taken out. Yeah, but the Gatling gun was definitely like an interesting low point. I did like the idea behind the death of Chris Pratt's character scene, but I thought the execution was a little too action movie for me. Because when he's riding out there, right, and they're just blowing him away, and it's super sad, and you're like, oh, the horse fell, and you're like, oh my gosh, he's dead. And then, like, he stands up, and you're like, oh, here we go, last stand. And if he'd have just lit the dynamite and thrown it then, I'd been like, that was a cool, heroic death.
You see?
I loved that.
And
then it took forever. Like, he gets up, and then, like, he wanders over there, and they're like, I guess we're not going to shoot him. And then they shoot him a little bit, and he's like, oh, he's going to light a cigarette. And then the guy comes over, and then then he's like, I always had luck with one-eyed jacks. Because he's got to get in a one-liner, because God forbid we play it for tragedy.
It's Chris Pratt.
Can't play it for tragedy. Got to get one more one-liner in. It's like, I went from really enjoying that scene to just being like, blow it up already! Like, I don't care anymore! Like,
yeah, I agree with you that of the 7, they took a really long time to die. Like, that guy got shot with all those arrows, and more and more arrows took forever to die. But that scene of Chris Pratt's death, I actually liked because I felt they were playing with that his love of magic so much in the film. Like, he was always, like, tricking.
Sure.
And I felt like, for a long time, I was like why? Like, is this just some character quirk they want to give them?
Yeah.
And I felt like it came, like, to fruition in that scene because, like, he had, like, one last big trick.
He doesn't do a magic trick.
Well, like, he's still like, constantly, like, playing with his cards.
Yeah,
he's always, like... The
cards aren't in that scene, though.
I know, but I felt like it brought his character, like, to a complete circle.
So, like, he's mischievous.
I understood why they had that in there, like, but, like, because without it, I felt like, why is he always playing with magic cards? Like,
I was just like, oh, look, it's Chris Pratt doing some stuff with his hands, because he's, like, for me, he's definitely the weakest actor probably in the whole thing, because nothing he does feels remotely authentic. I was saying this earlier, he feels like a day player who walked into, like, a reenactment town. Like, somebody was sick, so they called him up, and he doesn't usually do Westerns, but he'll do it today, and it's like, I don't know, I like Chris Pratt, I do, but for this, he felt just like Chris Pratt, the cowboy hat.
Well, he's acting against some really veteran actors who are like, legends.
Oh, yeah, I mean, Denzel, what are you going to Who, I think, I'm not sure, I'd have to look, but it feels like Chris Pratt got more screen time than Denzel Washington, which is a
definitely.
travesty.
I would definitely agree, which I think was sad too, because going on to what we were talking about, his backstory is like, it's implied, but...
Sorry, there's a big noise outside. Anyway.
Yeah, his backstory of his family, of like what happened, like why is he doing this because of a sister? It's like, it's built up, and then like hardly any screen time is actually devoted to it.
I think the problem is like it's like vaguely introduced and then it's fully explained right before he takes his revenge.
Right.
When it was like, oh, if I'd have known that a while ago, I would have been like, ooh, he's got to get him.
Right, and then Chris Pratt is given so much screen time. He doesn't have any backstory.
That whole scene with Two Gun Pete or whatever, well, because you got two guns. Cut that whole thing. It adds nothing to the plot other than like, oh yeah, by the way, Chris Pratt can murder people. It's like, I know, he murders a lot of people in the movie. We didn't need an extra scene of him killing people.
I think they wanted to put on like, Chris Pratt is a badass. And, like,
but like, we needed just when you think about the movie and how many like scenes you wanted to see,
right?
No one needed a scene of him wandering
People
around.
People had backstories, but Chris Pratt didn't.
No. He's like a gambler.
He just did it for his horse.
Yeah.
Everyone else had like bigger reasons to fight for that.
Yeah, which I liked the horse thing. They did an okay job with it. Not great, not bad. It's there. I did love. Chris Pratt does have one of my favorite lines in the movie, which is the guy who fell off a 5-story building, and every floor he says, "So far, so good." Like that was to me. That's like one of the that's a great line. That's a great screenwriting moment, and then they pay it off later too.
They could have tied that with the progression of the battle more.
Oh yeah. And
again, it just felt like so easy for them to win.
Yeah. It's hard because you see a lot of people die, but a lot of it's like, I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is.
Right. But
I don't know what's going on.
Like Peter Sarsgaard character brought in a real army, and they spent like a couple days training people who can't even shoot at targets, and they still won with like it was so
dynamite.
Easy.
I did like the plan with the dynamite and them setting up the pinwheels or whatever.
There should have been more hitches to it though. Like something happened that they had to do it really fast and they couldn't get there.
3 of them went off, but one of them didn't. Or,
right.
You know, yeah. It would have been nice to maybe cut some of the sillier stuff and add a little more into that battle.
Yeah.
Would have been good. Can't win them all, I guess. That's what I mean. This movie's so frustrating. The first half, there's so many moments that are like, okay, but why did you do that? And then for me, there's a lot of like the action is super well directed. So, and it's been a while since I've seen a really satisfying like blowout action scene. A lot of superhero movies feel kind of like there's action at the end, but it's not as engaging. You know, like punching a guy over and over into a building is like, all right. Yeah. This one, like the violence, I guess, has weight to it, so it makes the action feel more intense, and it's really. Well, that whole scene flows really well. Like that, it's clear that the direction or action is the comfort zone here for this movie. But so I ended up very like when I walked out, I was just like, oh, do I like it? Do I not like it? I don't even know. Like, yeah. I don't know. Did you have anything else you wanted to talk about, or any other random little?
I think we covered what we were talking about.
No, I think we pretty much got it.
We have like very strong opinion for something that.
It is so whatever.
I know, it's like whatever, but we can keep on debating whether it's good or bad.
Yeah, because it's bad in interesting ways, and it's good in debatable ways. So, but we'll go ahead and we'll leave it pretty much at that. If you want to go ahead and do another quick little recap and then recommend, not recommend, in case people don't want to watch the spoiler-free video.
Okay, so Magnificent Seven, it beat my expectations going in, but it didn't surpass them that much, and I felt like I had pretty low expectations coming in. I think recently it's been one of the better remakes of classic movies that we've seen, but it's nothing special. Yeah, and if you're gonna remake Magnificent Seven, it should be special. Yeah.
This feels like a lot of people cashing paychecks a lot of the time.
Yes.
Yeah, it's not bad. You can tell people were having fun making this movie. It feels like something of a labor of love, but not a labor of passion, maybe. Like, a labor of fun.
Right. You must admit, like, all that cast, like, they must have had a great time on set. They must have had
a great time. And everyone has really great chemistry, which sells so much of it. But in the end, it feels haphazard. You know, it feels like you can see all of the gears behind the scenes sort of moving, which is never good. It keeps you out from being fully engaged. But it's not bad enough to be terrible. So, yeah, maybe see it. Maybe don't. If you want to. And that'll do it pretty much this week on Stubtown. Remember, PSU TV is a student organization for Portland State University. If you're interested in joining PSU TV, just come check us out in the sub-basement of Smith Memorial Student Union. If you're ever interested in being on Stubtown, just come down there, talk to us. We'll get you on. If you want to learn cameras, you want to learn editing, it's all down there. So if you see either of us, we'll tell you all about it. So that's it for this week.
Yeah, thanks
see you
for having
later.
me.
Yeah, anytime. Yeah. Oh, man.